Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel where we stop pretending personal finance is just about willpower and start facing the actual math that keeps people trapped. If you've ever stared at your phone after getting a late fee notification, heart racing, knowing one more missed payment could spiral everything, credit score tanked, higher interest rates, collections calls, maybe even losing your apartment, and felt that sick wave of, how did I get here again? Then this video is for you. I'm not here to lecture. I'm here because that terror is real, it's widespread, and it's not because you're irresponsible. You're caught in something millions of people experience, the poverty debt trap, where the system's math makes escaping statistically brutal even when you're doing everything right. One missed bill, one emergency, one unexpected expense, and suddenly you're not just behind, you're in a compounding vortex designed to keep you there. If you've lived paycheck to paycheck, used credit to bridge gaps, watched balances climb faster than you can pay them down, and felt the shame that comes with it, take a breath. You're not alone, you're not broken, and today we're whiteboarding exactly why this happens, why it feels impossible to climb out, and what realistic paths exist even when the deck is stacked. Stick around for the full 20 minutes. We validate the fear and exhaustion first, because you can't fight what you won't name. Let's lean into that feeling together. Picture the moment: rent's due, car needs brakes, kids sick, and your checking account shows $47 until next Friday. You put groceries on the card, just this once. Interest kicks in at 24%. Next month, the minimum payment eats half your check, so you skip another bill to cover it. Late fee, higher APR triggered. Credit utilization spikes. Score drops. Next time you need to borrow, it's at worse terms. The cycle accelerates. You tell yourself, I'll catch up next month. But next month brings another emergency because there's no buffer. The guilt is crushing. If I were better with money. No, stop. This isn't a personal morality failing. This is arithmetic warfare on people with thin margins. I've read your comments, your emails. I make decent money but one car repair and I'm underwater for years. Payday loans felt like the only option and now I'm paying 400% interest. That panic isn't laziness. It's the natural response to a system where missing one payment can cost thousands over time. We're about to draw the invisible math so the next time that notification hits, you'll see it for what it is. Not your fault, but a predictable outcome. You deserve to feel seen before we get clinical. Think about how close ruin feels. One missed bill away from collections. One medical bill away from bankruptcy. One layoff away from foreclosure. For millions, financial stability is a tightrope with no net. The stress compounds to sleep loss, health issues, relationship strain, all feeding back into worse decisions under pressure. Society says, budget better, cut coffee, but ignores that many are already at bare-bones survival. The exhaustion is real. You're not dramatic for feeling trapped. You're responding accurately to a rigged equation. Today we whiteboard the poverty trap, not as theory, but as the daily reality for over half of Americans living paycheck to paycheck. We'll see the numbers, the system that profits, and then the hardest part, realistic exits when you're already deep in the hole. You've got this. We're in it together. Whiteboard time, let's make the invisible visible. Draw a simple balance sheet at the top. Income, expenses equals disposable. For low to middle income, disposable is often zero or negative. Now add debt layer. Sketch 3 columns: principal, interest, fees, penalties. Start with a realistic scenario. $3,000 credit card balance at 24% APR. Minimum payment 2% or $25, whichever higher. Month 1. Pay $60 minimum. Interest accrued. $3,000 times 0.24, 12 equals $60. So $60 payment covers interest only, principal unchanged. Month 2, same. Balance stays $3,000 forever if you only pay minimum. Draw flat line. Interest only trap. Now add one missed payment. Late fee $39. Penalty APR jumps to 29.9%. Next month interest, $3,000 times 0.2999. 12 approximately equals $75. Minimum still tilde. $60 to $75. You're now paying $75 to cover interest while principal barely budges. Over 5 years paying minimum on $3,000 at 25% average. Total paid tilde. $9,000, $10,000. Principal reduction only tilde. $3,000. You pay 3x the original debt. Scale it. Add car title loan or payday. $500 loan at 400% APR. 2 weeks later repay $650. Can't? Roll over. Pay another $150 fee. In 1 year, $500 becomes $3,000 plus in fees. Draw exponential curve upward. Fee compounding vortex, medical debt, utility shutoff fees, bank overdraft cascades, each adds $25, $100 penalties that trigger more penalties. Whiteboard multiplier effect. Every $100 penalty at 25% interest compounds to $265 over 5 years if unpaid. But penalties are immediate, so you borrow more to cover them. Snowball. Opportunity cost layer. High debt utilization lowers credit score, gives higher insurance premiums, apartment deposits, job rejections, credit checks, cell phone plans. Each costs hundreds yearly. Draw side branches. Debt gives lower score, gives higher costs, gives more debt. Studies show bottom 20%. Income households pay 10 to 15% poverty premium on everything, higher interest, fees, prices for same goods. Net, $1,000, $2,000 extra per year just for being poor. Equation. Effective cost of debt equals principal times 1 plus RT plus cumulative fees plus secondary costs, premiums, lost opportunities. For trapped households, T stretches years. Are effective 30 to 100% plus, fees endless. Result. Escape velocity requires income jumps or windfalls most never get. The math isn't forgiving. It's punitive. And it's by design. Quick viewer exercise. Pull your statements. Calculate interest plus fees paid last 12 months versus principal reduction. If fees plus interest greater than principal paid, you're in the trap. The numbers don't lie, they explain why just pay it off feels impossible. Now connect to the bigger machine. Whiteboard a gear system labeled Debt Industrial Complex. Gears turning. Banks and lenders gives credit bureaus, gives collection agencies, gives employers and landlords, gives policy and regulation. Banks profit most from revolving debt, credit cards, lines of credit. Interest plus fees equals 70 to 80% of card issuer revenue. They target thin file or subprime borrowers with teaser rates that explode. Payday and title lenders, 400% plus. APR legal in many states because deregulation since 1990s. Lobbying keeps usury caps weak. Credit scoring. FICO and Vantage score penalize utilization greater than 30%. Late payments drop score 100 plus points for 7 years. Lower score gives worse terms on everything, gives harder to escape. Self-reinforcing. Collections. $280 billion plus medical debt alone in U.S. agencies buy debt for pennies, Harris for full amount plus fees. Wage garnishment. Bank levies legal tools to extract even from low earners. Policy. Bankruptcy protections weakened in 2005. Student loans almost impossible to discharge. No universal health care gives medical bankruptcies #1 cause. Wage stagnation plus housing costs up 400% since 1980, while wages up approximately 15% real. No buffer means any shock gives debt. Cultural narrative. Personal responsibility. Media blames overspending while ignoring structural math. Empathy point. You didn't create 24% APRs, $39 late fees, or credit score gatekeeping. The system extracts maximum from those least able to pay because they have least power to fight back. It's not accidental. It's profitable. Seeing the gears shift, blame from mirror to machine. You're not bad with money. You're in a game rigged for extraction. Last whiteboard hope with realism. No magic, but paths exist. 1. Stabilize first. Build $1,000 emergency fund before aggressive debt. Pay even if minimums only. Prevents new debt from shocks. 2. Debt triage. List all debts. Pay minimums on everything. Throw extra at highest interest or smallest balance. Snowball avalanche. Negotiate rates. Call issuers. Ask for hardship programs. Lower APRs. Success 50 to 70% if polite plus persistent. 3. Income velocity. Side hustles, overtime, skill up for raises. Even $200 to $500 extra month changes trajectory. 4. Protect credit surgically. Pay utilities, rent on time, use services reporting positive. Keep utilization under 30% where possible. Dispute errors on report. 5. Bankruptcy is reset, not failure. Chapter 7 wipes unsecured debt for many. Credit rebuilds in 2 to 4 years with discipline. Better than decades of bleeding. 6. Systemic moves. Advocate for rate caps, medical debt protections, wage garnishment limits. Vote. Join debt collectives. 7. Mindset shift. Track wins, monthly interest saved, fees avoided. Celebrate stability, not perfection. Real talk. Escape takes years, not months. Progress is uneven. But every dollar not paid in interest is yours forever. You're not doomed. You're in a tough math problem with solutions. Wrap. One missed bill feels like ruin because the math makes it one. But the trap isn't fate, it's a system. You're resourceful surviving it. That's strength. If this landed, like, subscribe, share with someone one bill away. Comment your biggest debt lesson or one step you're taking this week. We climb out together. You're tougher than the math thinks. See you next. Lighter burdens.